starts right now.
I've had threats saying that they were going to burn my hair off, that they were going to cut me. I've had pencils and scissors thrown at me, and all the way up to 8. I've had no problems in any elementary school of Vail because I was there before. All my problems started at TUSD.
New today on Good Morning Tucson, bullying issues continue to plague Tucson's largest school district. Hear more from one student who says it's gone too far.
Plus, a nationwide effort to help immigrants become U.S. citizens comes to southern Arizona. 9 on your side's Carlos Herrera will join us live with the answer you want to know on this initiative. Good morning, Tucson, 6 a.m. on your Wednesday. I'm Pat Paris.
And I'm Samantha Cortese. We'll have more on those top stories in just a bit. But first, let's check in with meteorologist April Madison. April, we got the Mayflower coming up tomorrow. Yeah. Will it be as chilly today or colder?
Not
tomorrow.
Today. Tomorrow, yes. Yes, quite a bit cooler, which will be nice for everybody who's going to be headed out there. We'll start the day about the same. Right now, we're at 58 degrees. You can look the sun just barely trying to rise. We got about 50 more minutes there in the eastern skies, but we also have a little extra cloud cover today. However, that's going to do very little to keep our temps down. We hit 89 yesterday. We are still going to hit about 84 today, even with those clouds. So nice, cool start to the day, but 84 for the ride home for those kiddos. Big Al, how's it looking?
Pretty good, April. 6:01. Earlier issue this morning, we had a fender bender on Broadway, north of Alvernon, north of Broadway Boulevard. That's out of the way. Do have a little something right here, though, right near Houghton and Marianne Cleveland. This happens all the time, either north or south of Interstate 10. Loose cow. Bossy is running around there, Marianne Cleveland and Houghton. Cortese's mooing at me. I got it. That's a compliment, I think, for what I'm doing here. Speedway Boulevard between Euclid and Park and Mountain. We have extra enforcement today starting at 7 o'clock. Speed enforcement on Speedway. That's the latest from the Beat the Traffic Center.
Big Al, thank you. It was an emotional night for several parents who attended the TUSD board meeting.
Many of them say the district has a serious bullying problem that is being ignored. 9 on your side's Alexa Liaco's at Booth Fickett Magnet School with the plea from parents and community members. Alexa.
Sam, Pat, about 10 people spoke last night asking the district for help, saying their students and children have been bullied both physically and emotionally at schools all across the district. Parents say that they've reached out to school administration and to the school district multiple times, but they never get a response.
She's getting threatened. If I don't drop these charges against these girls, they're going to hurt her now? Now, I want you guys to do discipline in the schools.
She was bullied for over 3 weeks, threatened on a daily basis from class to class, telling her, we're going to find you, we're going to get you.
I have a child in Blendman Elementary School. He was assaulted on the school bus August 30th.
Let's go to school to learn. They don't go to school to be injured. They're supposed to be safe. I have called the superintendent many times and still have not got a call back.
After hearing those complaints from parents, TUSD board member Michael Hicks made a recommendation. He wants a special task force to work on figuring out the root of this problem. And board member Hicks made it very clear that he did not want this task force to be appointed by Superintendent H.T. Sanchez. He says he wants it to be made up and appointed by parents and local law enforcement. Live on the east side, Alexa Liaco, KGUN-9 on your side.
Alexa, thank you. Breaking news into the 9 on your side newsroom. Search and rescue took the night off, but will resume this morning. They're looking for a missing hiker on Mount Lemmon. The hiker is a 64-year-old man last seen around milepost 17. We'll continue to follow the story. Again, a missing hiker being searched for this morning on Mount Lemmon.
Now, the lack of diversity at 6 TUSD magnet schools may be the reason funding could be taken away. Diversity, each of the 6 schools should be less than 70% for a certain race. The Latino population at each school goes beyond what is required. The special master Willis Howley gave TUSD a year to find a way to turn things around, but they failed to do so. He is recommending that the judge drop the magnet status at each of these 6 schools. Superintendent H.T. Sanchez says enrollment has increased, but diversity has lagged.
The challenge is they have more Latino kids,
not more white kids or more African American kids. These 6 schools aren't showing progress in enough diversity on their campuses, and so therefore they can no longer be a magnet school, because if the magnet isn't drawing kids in.
If TUSD does lose the magnet status on these 6 schools, the superintendent says students will not be affected because the schools could still offer those programs.
Tucson is joining a coalition of cities that have teamed up to help and encourage immigrants to apply for U.S. citizenship. Mayor Jonathan Rothschild announced that Tucson is partnering with Cities for Citizenship. It's a group that expands naturalization programs across the country. 9 on your side's Carlos Herrera joins us live from one of them, Pima Community College. Carlos, thousands of people will benefit from this potentially, right?
Well, the 33,000 documented immigrants living in Tucson who are not yet U.S. citizens will certainly benefit from this new program. The city is going to team up with several local groups, organizations like Pima Community College to make sure that they get this status. Now, other local groups such as Chicanos por la Causa and the Pima County Public Library will offer applicants services such as English as a second language and citizens workshops. Vantage West Credit Union will offer applicants who are eligible loans of up to $1,500. Mayor Rothschild says the program is not a way for undocumented immigrants to become citizens. He issued the following statement, reading in part, "This new program provides support to immigrants who want to take on the rights and responsibilities that citizenship entails." He also says the city will benefit financially because naturalized citizens actually earn more and pay more in taxes. Live from PCC Downtown Campus, I'm Carlos Herrera, KGUN-9 on your side.
Carlos, thank you. An update this morning about the popular form of birth control Essure. The FDA recently approved a boxed warning and checklist patients have to sign so they could decide whether Essure is right for them. The device has been the subject of controversy for years. Thousands of women have reported complications to the FDA. Essure is often offered to women as an alternative to getting your tubes tied, but it's been the source of controversy. Thousands of women have reported adverse effects, and we spoke to one local woman who suffered health complications after a device broke apart inside of her body. Cecilia Bogle says the labeling is not enough, and she has advice for women. Do your homework.
Don't do this because your doctor is pressuring you. Don't do this because your family is pressuring you. And just make sure it's a sure decision that you want to get it and you know everything about the device.
According to its website, about 750,000 women have chosen Essure. The new warnings from the FDA can be found on our website, KGUN9.com.
This morning, the search is on for a Sierra Vista man connected to an attempted murder and armed robbery. Police are looking for 24-year-old Tyler Nahupi. The crimes he's linked to happened within the past week. Nahupi is considered armed and dangerous. Also this morning, Tucson police are looking for an armed robbery suspect. This man was caught on surveillance robbing the U.S. Bank inside the Safeway at Golf Links in Wilmot. He was wearing a wig and sunglasses. If you have any information about either of these suspects, you're asked to call 911 or 88 Crime.
New this morning, Donald Trump is doing something he's avoided over the past 2 weeks. He's unleashing a new storm of comments on Twitter. Look at these. These are all within the last hour. The president-elect is challenging some of the facts in a just published New York Times story. He says the Times is totally wrong about the state of his transition campaign. He's denying several stories that claimed he was trying to get security clearance for his children, calling them typically false. Senator John McCain is warning Republican President-elect Donald Trump to not get too close to Vladimir Putin. McCain did not mention Trump's name in a statement, but left no question about his opinion on a president acting too close with the Russian leader. Trump has been criticized at times for his praise of Putin, but believes that the U.S. can work together with Russia to advance in an international agenda.
Democratic Senator Barbara Boxer is working to get rid of the Electoral College by introducing a new bill. That's been a popular debate since the election when Hillary Clinton won the popular vote but still lost the election. Boxer calls the Electoral College an outdated and undemocratic system. In order to pass, it needs 2/3 vote by the House and Senate and approval of at least 38 states. And with Republicans controlling both houses and with more red states than blue states this time around, that seems highly unlikely.
And of course, Barbara Boxer, California, blue state,
yeah.
A lot of their votes are the ones that are still coming in, counting towards Hillary's lead in the popular vote. But like you said, it's very unlikely that would pass. Let's talk about fast food at 6:09 in the morning, shall we? There's a delivery service bringing you a hot plate straight to your door.
And later, get ready for long lines at the airport this Thanksgiving. The record numbers people are set to travel this year. Time is coming on at 6:10. You're watching KGUN 9 on your side.